People who pay, they pay attention. People who pay premium price pay attention even more, right? So those are some of the benefits that I've seen with high ticket versus mid-ticket or low ticket offers. The worst thing a person can do is just rely on learning from their mistakes, right? You should learn from your mistakes, but the smartest people learn from other people's mistakes. Let's say, for example, you've been trying to create your studio or your studio offer for 9 months and you ain't figured it out, you barely getting by. If I already have a history of running studios, making offers, you could come to me, I already have a blueprint. I've already made, let's say, 6 or 7 figures. I could literally save you a whole year.
If you want to create a life where money is no longer a concern, then this is where you want to be. Like if you want to live a life where you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck every week, where you can give your family the life that you want to create for them.
It's your boy Darius, man, Mr. Influence to Impact, here from Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Boston, Mass. I've been in Georgia for 2 years now, and I'm here on this pod, man, ready to give y'all some sauce.
Let's get it, let's get it. Adrian McGee, known as the Wizard, known for helping a lot of people make a lot of money by scaling their brands online. And, you know, it's just a part of the journey. We here a part of the journey. Left at 9 to 5. We both left at 9 to 5. I think you left a while before I did. But
was it? Yeah, I left mine.
3 years.
Oh yeah, 9 to 5. Yeah, I left mine. I ain't worked. It's been I stopped in, it's been 9 years now, I think.
9 years?
8 years. Because I was in the nightlife industry for five, almost 6 years. And I've been doing this now for almost coming up on 3 years in total. I want to say, about 8 years probably.
Let's go, let's go. We actually started around the same time in this space.
Yeah, we did.
We linked up on IG.
Crazy. Yeah, networking.
Okay, so you said 9 years and you said what?
So, like 3.5.
3?
Yeah.
All right, so I've been in the game full time for 2 months.
Okay.
So
congratulations.
Well, based off that, my question is, how are y'all able to maintain just like consistency in being your own boss or an entrepreneur?
For me, it was I had to figure this thing out because a job wasn't for me, I think. And I'm not a person, I never tell people quit your job. I don't tell people that because it's not my place. But I just know for me, I couldn't do it. So really, I had the mindset of like commit first, figure it out later. And I feel like people operate best when their back is against the wall, especially me, right? So knowing that, when I first quit my job, I got right into entrepreneurship, and that's the only way the lights were staying on, the bills were staying paid. So I had to go all in, right? So, I feel like a lot of times, we got to grow through what we go through. So when I had quit that job, I was like, shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I got into the nightlife, and I was putting people in the building because I knew that I needed to in order to get things done. And you're always gonna rise to whatever you have to get done, right? So it's kind of the difference between like, I always say some people operate like they kind of want it, and some people operate like they need it. But when your back's against the wall, you really get to learn who you are and how you are because it forces you to become the best version of you. So that was kind of my story.
Yeah, I feel that.
Fire. I know for me, it was purpose. Like I figured out that it was a deeper purpose. And what makes me keep going every single day is not necessarily money, but the things you can do with money. Right? Like we're taught so much that money is a bad thing, money is evil and all these things. And I think it's not necessarily about money being bad or evil, it's that bad people get a hold of money. But when you think about it, what could happen if more good people get a hold of money? Right?
Facts.
Bigger causes and all of that good stuff. So for me, I was killing it at my 9 to 5. I was going crazy. I got my master's degree. I was doing what I love at my 9 to 5. But what made me really say, like, it's time to go was realizing the value of time. When you realize, like, trading time for money is one of the biggest reasons why people stay stuck. When you look at someone that's in the top 1% versus someone that's, in poverty, like, it's crazy when you look at the value of their time and then the value of that top person's time.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I kind of noticed? Like, you decide the value of your time.
Absolutely.
Like, by you choosing to go work a job for whatever, you deciding this is what I'm worth.
100%.
Yep.
But I wanted to ask, so before we was talking about high-ticket offers, but before we get into that, I want to ask y'all, what is an offer?
Offer. So an offer is simply your method of solving someone's problem, but getting paid to do it.
Okay.
Right? I would say that's the most simple way to think of it is like when we think about owning a business, our responsibility is solving someone's problem, even if it's something as simple as the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Like, just think, what kind of problems being solved? People are finding time to get away. You know, they're doing something that they enjoy, and they're escaping. You know, so it's much bigger than just, oh, I'm going to go see a movie. It's like it's a much bigger problem being solved. So an offer is literally your unique method of solving someone's problem and getting paid to do it.
Okay.
That's it. And then that's a great answer. I would say, you know, people who make the most money in the world typically sell. You sell either a product or a service. Whatever you do sell, that's your offer.
Okay.
And then what we do is we teach you how to create what's called irresistible offers.
Okay.
Right? How do you make it more appealing to a customer, right? Or to a lead, right? How do you acquire more customers? A lot of times people just think, oh, let me just sell something. But you ever heard of an offer and you're like, I don't know what that is, but I need that? It's because what they've done is they package it up so it sounds so appealing that they'll get more yeses than nos. Versus some people, when you don't know how to structure an offer so it's more appealing, so it offers the maximum amount of value, what'll happen is you'll get a lot more nos than yeses. So one thing, we're coming together to do to spend a lot of time with people to coach them on how to create better offers, because better offers make selling easy, right? A lot of people think that they suck at selling when that's typically not necessarily the case, because if you have a good offer, the marketing does the selling for you. It makes it so much easier to be able to, you know, like for example, you got this nice studio. This is fire. When I walk in here, I'm already partially sold on it, right? All you got to do is tell me, you know, how the hours work, what's the format, you know, what do I get? Are you going to create the clips for me? Most people would think when I walk in here, well, you got the studio, here's, you know, it's $100 an hour and that's it. But the way you can make your offer better is by, oh, it's also going to come with some done for you clips. It's also going to come with captions. It's also going to come with an edited version of it. Now it makes the offer sound much more appealing. And now because of that, you're able to make a lot more money, get a lot more referrals, which brings more money from less marketing that you had to do. Yeah.
So it sounds like you can have something that you sell, but the offer is kind of like how you package.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
But here's the thing, peep this. Like, what you do at a 9 to 5 is an offer.
Yes.
You're offering your time to do something for that business, and they're paying you for it. And what we do is we show people, how can you do that same thing at your 9 to 5, package it into a high ticket offer, and then be able to really escape your current situation by doing what you love.
Facts.
You know?
Okay.
That's 100.
So is how much you can charge for your offer depending on how appealing it is?
So it depends, like how much you charge. Going back to what we were even talking about before we started, it's dependent on literally what you say it is. But what I will say is, what you should charge needs to be what I like to call worth 10x the value.
Okay.
So if I sell someone something for $10,000, I know that can help them make at least $100,000 that year. So that's my rule of thumb, right? So if you want to sell something for $20,000, you very much can, but you should make sure that the return is infinite on it. All right, that's kind of my rule of thumb with offers, and we've tested all type of offers: low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket. The reason I like high ticket is because, you know, typically the clients you're going to work with, they pay higher price, they complain less, they do more of the work. Or I always say people who pay, they pay attention. People who pay premium price pay attention even more, right? So those are some of the benefits that I've seen with high ticket versus mid-ticket or low-ticket offers.
Okay.
That's a banger. I like the way you put that. And I'm gonna look at it from an opposite perspective too. Sometimes it's about, again, we talk about a problem. So if the pain is bigger, the problem's bigger, you can charge more for it.
Yeah.
So think of it like this. Like you said, if I charge someone $10,000 and I make them $100,000. Well, imagine if you save someone $100,000.
Exactly.
And also charge them $10,000.
Facts.
You know, so and that's why when you target people who can invest more, they typically have bigger problems.
Yep.
And they're more than willing to pay for it because it's going to give them a nice return on investment.
Okay.
They say if you want to get rich, solve richer people problems, right?
Yeah.
So for example, what me and him are teaching is we're teaching people how to go make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in a day or a week. That's a big problem, right? Versus there's some industries where, you know, I got people who making $10,000, $20,000 a month who are teaching people how to set up their businesses properly. They're still making money, but the bigger the problem, the more eligible you are to charge more, right? If I could take you from making, let's say you're making $20,000 a month in your business, and I teach you how to sell from stage or sell from a virtual event, and now you're able to do what you were doing in a month, in a day. Would you not say that's worth $10,000 or $20,000?
Yeah.
So what I tell people is to start to think of, if you find people who are making money, and then see how you can help them make even more, or solve a baseline problem and help the masses, right?
Okay.
Either way it goes, you can make a good offer.
Okay. So what's some things to keep in mind when putting together a high ticket offer?
So what I would say is a few things. Time, right? How can we save someone time? Because everyone wants their time back, right? So if you can help someone get somewhere faster, that automatically positions your offer as irresistible, right? Because, most people, what they want to do is they want to figure things out on their own their whole life, which is why they're in poverty, or, they're operating, struggling day to day. The worst thing a person can do is just rely on learning from their mistakes, right? You should learn from your mistakes, but the smartest people learn from other people's mistakes, right? So if you can come to me and let's say you've been trying to put together, let's say, for example, you've been trying to create your studio or your studio offer for 9 months and you ain't figured it out, you barely getting by. If I already have a history of running studios, making offers, you could come to me, I already have a blueprint. I've already made, let's say, 6 or 7 figures. I could literally save you a whole year, which is worth more than money can buy, because the greatest thing we have is time leverage. So definitely that. Secondly, I would say reassurance. So like with high ticket offers, usually there's going to be some sort of coaching component. Usually it's either done for you or done with you. So what people are paying for is not just the information. The information is on YouTube. But what they're paying is to come on and be able to ask you, the expert, the question to give them the clarification, right? So for example, one of the things I teach is funding, right? So they can go on YouTube and see all the banks. They can see all the credit builder accounts. But the question is, okay, what do I put on these applications? Okay, what do I do when I go inside the bank and they ask this? So just giving them more reassurance. And those, I would say, 2 things I'll go, and I know my guy got some as well.
Yeah, that's a fire way to put it, and I want to bounce off of the blueprint, right? When you say blueprint, you own a blueprint, people are willing to pay you for it. I like calling it a system, right? So we think about a system, and a lot of people don't realize that they already have a system. Like if you work a 9-to-5 job, you're operating in a system, and more than likely you own a system at that 9-to-5. There's value to that system. And, for me, I took the systems that I was doing at my 9-to-5 and did it for myself for other businesses, and then I started being able to charge a premium price. So I always tell people the way you start off by building a high ticket offer is first looking at what are the systems that you already own today.
Facts.
What have you already done that creates results for people that you can duplicate and do it for more people? I think no one even thinks of the things that they're doing are so valuable. I think people undervalue what they do every single day. And it's crazy because you accept your 9-to-5 paying you $15, $20, $30 an hour. But it gets crazy when you take that same system that you're doing at your 9-to-5, and when you turn it into a high ticket offer, you can automate it.
Yeah.
So now you're no longer trading your time for money, and you're charging premium prices, and you get to automate the way that you create wealth.
Facts.
And that's what wealth is. Wealth is a system.
Yes.
It's a big system.
And the greatest thing about high ticket offers is you would think that it would mean more work, right? But as someone who's sold thousands of low ticket offers, thousands of high ticket offers, with high ticket offers, you actually have to do less work, right? Because a lot of times you're building, let's say it's a coaching offer, you build it around your lifestyle. And that's the beauty about high ticket. If you want to show up and, let's say, coach once a week, you can do that. If you want to coach 3 times a week, you can do that. You just want to make it so your client or your avatar can get the end result, right? That's the biggest part. So that's the beauty of it. More time, flexibility, more profit margins, and you get to impact people at a greater level.
Okay. So say you have a low ticket offer. How do you take a low ticket offer and turn it into a high ticket offer? Do you add more to it? Do you?
So simply this, right? And I got a framework I teach where literally your low ticket, your mid ticket, and your high ticket are all the same thing. It's just at different levels. Your low ticket might be an ebook. It might be how to make $10,000 a month with your content studio, right? Your course may be just the course version of that.
Oh, I got you.
Oh yeah. But that's mine.
It's gotta be you.
Oh shit, my fault. My fault, cuz.
Hey, that's why I put mine in my pocket out.
Damn. Who is it? Yeah, he can wait. Oh, that's that money.
Yeah.
Now we'll wait though. I'll call him back. What did you ask? Oh, the difference. Okay.
Yeah.
So the difference between so all of
Or
the
how do you take the low ticket and turn it to a
Oh
high
yeah.
ticket?
So a lot of times people think, biggest common mistake. People think that they all have to be completely different. What I tell them is, you just take your ebook, right? What you do from that is all that is just a written format. All right. And then what you can do is you can take that, you can put it into modules, right? Once you put it into modules, now you have a course. You can record it right on Loom. You could go in Canva, use some slides, go to loom.com. It'll have you in the top right corner, and now you're just talking them through the process. Or you can share your screen if you have a process that's super duplicatable, right? You can just share your screen, walk them through exactly what you're going to do. Then we take that, and if we want to offer now a coaching program or a mentorship, what we do is, when they sign up for your program, what they get is access to your course that you've already recorded. They get access to a private community you should always have with some extra deliverables. And then they get live coaching calls with you because, again, we talked about the reassurance part, right? The part where the details, the nitty-gritty, and just giving them that confidence to do the work. Because a lot of times what we realize is, and we talk about this all the time, when I first got into coaching, the reason my brand grew so fast is because I didn't have a mindset issue. It was just a skill set. But a lot of people we coach, right, when they're beginning entrepreneurs, we're actually coaching them on how to become the person to do the work, right? But with high ticket offers, a lot of the times we're finding you're coaching people who are somewhat established or who have a foundation. So because of that, it's easier to coach them, right? I can just teach them, go run this play, and now they're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. So that's how you can take a low ticket and then turn it into a high ticket ebook, course, or coaching program. Or my guy right here, he kills it with the done for yous as well. Done for you offers is something that you can do as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a banger, man. I don't even got much to add to that. He just went in on that. The only thing I'm gonna add is just that. The thing with low ticket products, there's nothing wrong with low ticket products. Like, I've seen you run up 6-figure months with just low ticket products. Like, low ticket products are fire. The thing that you got to realize with low ticket products is you could look at real data. 90 to 95% of people won't even open the thing that they buy.
Facts.
Like, you can have the most fire ebook, gives out the full blueprint on exactly what to do, and they won't even read it. They won't even open it.
And that's just because of the price.
It's because of the price. There's not a big commitment tied to it. Yeah. But I do love the fact that low ticket products open the door for you and build a relationship for you, because the people that do consume it, they are likely going to be begging to work with you on the high ticket side. Because, like, it's one thing to give someone the information, but it's the support. How many times have we gotten information on stuff and we went to do it, and then when we get to a certain part, it's like, I wish I could ask a question.
Facts.
Like,
exactly.
And you realize, like, your client results will go through the roof when you actually release a high ticket offer.
100%.
Yeah, and it's like, the reason the industry is messed up right now, like, the industry is heading in the wrong direction for some people. Those people are people who can't get people results. They're just getting exposed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the way business works is like this, and this is kind of jumping into another side. If all businesses had to constantly get new customers, if every business had to get new customers every time for them to make money, every business will go bankrupt.
Absolutely.
Why would someone go back to you and buy from you if they spent money with you and the service wasn't good, it didn't get them a result?
Yeah.
So what we do is we teach people that when you're creating your high ticket program, it's customer focused, it's fulfillment focused.
Yes.
Because the way it works is you get someone a result, right? Now you got a case study, you got a testimonial. Not only do you leverage that to get new customers, but that person is, one, going to spend more money with you because they want continuous support. But then number two, they're going to refer people to you.
Exactly.
So now you got free customers coming without paying any money for it.
Absolutely.
And that's how big businesses survive.
Yeah, and thrive. He hit it right on the head. There's 3 ways. There's new leads, and you have ascension. So when you have an offer, we're going to teach this is you should have an even higher level offer. Most people go wrong because they only have one offer. Then when that person's done, they're out the door. Like he said, now you're getting new people. But you want to have a level where you can take them to a next level. So let's say it was coaching. That might be high ticket, but then let's say some person says, wow, this is amazing, but can we partner? Or acquisition deals or done for you, right? Always having the next level so that you don't have to spend more money on new leads all the time. And then again, referrals. So one thing you could do is you could, in one of my programs, we offer even a payout. So you get a commission fee for referring someone to the program. That's how you can keep new leads without spending more money.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of like leads and like getting in front of more people, how would you tell somebody who is looking to make a high ticket offer, like how would you tell them to get in front of more people? Like what are some ways they can get in front of more people?
So a few of my favorite ways is I love podcasts. Podcasts are definitely the play. Few reasons why you get to leverage other people's audience, right? And I always talk about, like, my favorite word in business is leverage, because the entrepreneur, the business owner who can create the most leverage always wins, right? Leveraging other people's money, leveraging other people's information, and then leveraging other people's audience for your marketing. So podcasts allow you, one, to get in front of other people's audience. Let's say you got a YouTube for your podcast. And I don't care if you just got 500 subscribers, 300 subscribers. That's 300 people that I'm now exposed to. You go on 10 podcasts, let's say they only have 1,000 subscribers each. Now you're in front of 10 times 1,000, 10,000 people, right? If you converted even 10%, we're talking about, I think, 1,000 people, right? So you got to do the numbers on that. And the thing with YouTube is it's evergreen content. Videos still pop up a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later. We have a question on our questionnaire, how did you hear about Darius? And it's either Marvin Francois podcast, Millionaire Mindset podcast, $1 million worth of game podcast. So we know that the podcaster was working. Second reason is now you get content. A lot of people struggle with content. You don't know what to do. You don't want to be doing the dumb TikTok dances. Well, guess what? With these podcast content, it's already done for you. So now you can take those clips. Usually most podcasts cut up the clips, so you don't even have to do it yourself. You take those clips, and now we're able to leverage them on your page to start building what's called organic content. And then we can also take those clips and leverage it on what I like to call shout-out pages, which is another way to drive traffic from leveraging other people's audience. Shout-out pages are just essentially bigger theme-type pages that have big audiences, typically anywhere from a couple 100,000 followers all the way up to a couple million followers. And what you could do is you post your post on those pages. You have a call to action that says follow Darius for more on, high ticket offers and making money or funding or whatever. And now we get to drive traffic, right? Yeah. You see those blogs, World Star, Hollywood Unlocked. A lot of people think when I see shout out pages, those. I'm talking about much cheaper pages that have a more targeted and niche specific audience, right? Yeah. Recession freedom, to talk about financial literacy in business. Start a black business page. It's business owners, people looking to start businesses, right? So imagine you get in front of people who are looking to get into entrepreneurship, and your content keeps coming across this. So those are two of my favorite ways that I would say you start leveraging to drive traffic.
Okay.
He just dropped crazy game.
Now give him that paid ads play. that paid ads play.
He just went crazy. All right, so generating leads. So it's dope too, because me and Darius go back and forth all the time.
We do.
And it's like they both, like, all these methods work. You just got to get really good at one or two of them. Facts. And that's what it's about. So what I love using, like, I love leveraging social media, right? And there's two ways to generate traffic on social media. It's either organic or paid. And so what I like starting off with is organic, and it's going to make sense here in a few when I break it down. So I like going organic, not necessarily to attract customers, but it's more so when new customers come to your page that you have authority, right? I tell people all the time, like, don't make content for your current followers. Make content for your new followers, so that way you have authority when people come see you. People always say, man, I don't know, why do I stay consistent? I'm getting 2 or 3 likes. I'm getting 50 views, right? Well, you're looking at it the wrong way. Your content that you're creating is more about establishing authority, so that when someone new comes to your page, they know, like, and trust you just from looking at the content you're creating.
Facts.
Now, the way that we take that to the next level is we throw gasoline on the fire, and then we leverage paid ads. So a lot of people overcomplicate paid ads. Paid ads is simple. You pay Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube. You pay these platforms to put your content in front of a specific person. So instead of depending on, let's say, organic content to actually get the traffic and get eyes on your stuff, you can pay these platforms and kind of cheat your way through it, which is exactly how every big company does it in today's age. People just don't realize it. Now, the great thing about paid ads is you start to be able to build a system. You start to be able to say, when I spend $1, I make $5 to $10. right? And so now I start to build a predictable system to grow my business because now I know when I spend $1,000, I make 5,000. When I spend 10,000, I make 50,000. When I spend 100,000, I make 500,000. Right? And then you start to really be able to scale from the push of a button because you have mastered the ability to pay these platforms to put your content in front of a specific person.
That's it. That's the sauce. He just get it play out.
It's like you can predict how many leads coming in if you paying for it.
Absolutely.
But if with the organic, you can't really predict it, but it's still gonna come in just like
because it needs to. Like he said, think about how you buy. Think about how we all buy. We never just hear about something one time and then buy. If I was like, yo, my product price is 10,000, even 5,000. I might have gave the speech of my life. You're not gonna just buy off that one speech. What you're gonna do? You're gonna go check out my Instagram. You're gonna go through probably every video. You're gonna go to my YouTube. You probably gonna Google me. You're gonna watch all the videos over the next week or two, and then if it all seems valid, then you're gonna purchase. Right? They say that it takes the average person between 7 and 14 times before they actually make a purchase, especially when it comes to high ticket, because again, these are good investments. We're talking about $1,000 plus. So it's not like a low ticket where it's $27. Someone might just, they seem like they know what they're talking about. Let me spend that. No, we're talking about thousands of dollars. So people need to see, like Adrian said, that you have that organic content because it's just your catalog, right? It's like, what does your book look like? And I tell people you need to keep adding on to your book. A lot of people just want to come in the game and right away, let's just go paid traffic. And I'm not saying it doesn't work because there are people who question like that. But what it does is a lot of times your cost per customer is going to be a lot higher because you're counting on a person to just trust you off of that ad. Right?
Off the strength. Okay. So is it like say is it smart to have two different high ticket offers? Like, because I know how you said that the low ticket and the high ticket they're the same thing, but like kind of, all right, say that I do credit and like marketing. Is it smart to have both of those offers at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing. All right. So when a person is first starting out, right, when you're building an authority, you're building your brand, you should have one offer.
Okay.
The reason being is because you're building trust, right? If you talk to me, I think you use credit. Let's say I sell credit, and on Tuesdays I teach how to bake cakes. On Wednesdays I teach digital marketing. On Fridays I teach how to shoot in basketball. And then Adrian, let's say he does credit, and he's credit every single day. Who are you gonna shop with when you're ready to get your credit right?
Credit.
You're gonna go with Adrian, right? So what happens is I tell people you need to go all in on one thing at first. And I know, especially as black folks, we all think we can do everything in the world because we can, right? But you have to understand the consumer psychology. So as you build trust, you're getting testimonials. You're getting a lot of testimonials. You're the top in your industry. You're growing in your industry. Then at that point, if you want to add an ascension offer that differentiates but still is in alignment, then that's fine. Like for me, core, people know me for credit, funding. But my ascension offers, about 30% of people who come through our funding program, I know that they want to run businesses. I know that they want to run online businesses, coaching programs. Coaching is the fastest growing business in the world right now, right? So with that being said, my ascension offer, hey, I see you guys are crushing. You guys are becoming experts in your field. You guys are funding people, helping people with credit repair. How many of you all now want to become coaches to show people how to duplicate what you've been able to do in your life? Now that next level for them is doing what Darius does, coaching. So now I take them from where they are to their next level. Right. Why? Because now they're able to make more money. Because when you go from servicing people to serving people, right? When you service people, you provide something. I can do your funding. I can repair your credit. But when I serve the people, I can teach them how to fish for a lifetime. So it allows them to make money faster. For example, a live webinar. You get 100 people in a room. You talk to 100 people. You give them value. You show them social proof. You show them that you're good at what you actually say you're good at. And then you make an offer. If only 10 people out of 100 take the offer at $1,000, congratulations, you just made $10,000 in 2 hours. Right? So that's how you take it. That's how you can have multiple offers. But starting out, you should just have a core offer, build trust, and then if you want to have an ascension offer.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that breakdown 100% because it's like what you notice is, one, people will start demanding or requesting for that service from you. And that's how you know, like, okay, maybe it's time that I do create this new offer because so many people are asking me for it. And usually the way it works is just like this, correct me if I'm wrong. But what usually happens is, for example, if Darius is like the dog credit and funding. What ends up happening is he has such a strong system with getting people service with credit and funding that other people who do credit and funding come to him and say, can you help me grow my business the way you did?
Exactly.
And that's the next level of wealth when you think about it, right? Yeah. The people that make them, people get upset all the time, like, oh, people are teaching stuff and they're not doing it, whatever the case may be. You do see that, but a lot of times you do see people who create massive wealth because they've mastered the system, they created their own system, and then their system is so strong that they can duplicate it and give it to other people to also do it.
Facts.
That system is worth way more money now.
Yes.
And it comes down to this, right? We talk about the 10x value. If I sell you my system and my system can make you $100,000, you will pay $10,000 like it's nothing. Because we have such a strong system. Now, I think the issue with a lot of people is that they don't master the first system before they jump onto the next offer. And now you have a decent broken system that you're trying to duplicate, and then that's when people start getting bad results. Fulfillment gets broken, and things really go haywire. And that's why, like, when we talk about systems, like, your system is worth money, but it's only worth as much effort as you put into setting it up in the first place.
Facts.
Yeah, that's powerful because it's like you like you take yourself through the system, then you like develop it, create it, and then sell it, and then show people how to do that for themselves. Exactly. It's like you building on top of your own
intellectual property.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what the point of this is. We're teaching people how to take what they already do and monetize it, because a lot of people don't know how to monetize their gifts. There's a person who's at home right now like, well, what can I sell? Well, what have you done? And it doesn't even always have to be monetary. Like, for example, Adrian was at his job for years. He knew systems. He was Excel sheets, operations, management. All he did was he took what he was already doing for someone else, and he said, I can use this to go service more people, to go serve more people, right? I can utilize this to go help more people. And when you think like that, you operate from a different standpoint. Too many people are stagnant, worrying about what is the thing that I can do. It all works, right? People always ask me, which business is the best? There is no best business. You're the best business. What can you wake up? What would you wake up and do for free if you could live and get by? That is the thing you should be doing. Like, what we do for a living, it don't feel like a job. Like, we don't know the difference between a Monday and a Saturday. Real rap, because every day is dope. I get to help people make hundreds of thousands of dollars online. I get to help people go get access to funding to be able to put into real estate, do whatever they want to do. Like, there's nothing like monetizing the gifts that God gave you or the skill sets that you've developed from your experiences in life. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Not only that, too, man, like, to the second that you actually have a moral obligation to serve people to that capacity, too. Like, you are doing a disservice by being able to impact a lot of people and choosing to stay stuck at your 9 to 5 and doing it because it's comfortable. Most people stay at their 9 to 5 and make a decent living because it's comfortable. I'm not going to act like it's all roses, right? But I will say to people that we support, it's a lot better for them than it was for ourselves.
Facts. They ain't have us.
Because they get the shortcut, they get the blueprint.
Facts.
And the thing is, again, they get to just step into a system that shows them how to create systems, and that's what it's about. Like, you have a moral obligation to serve people, and if you have information, if you have a gift, if you have a skill set, you have talent that can impact people, and you're choosing to withhold that, then you're doing a complete opposite of what God asked you to do.
100%.
What would you say to somebody who they feel like they don't got anything to offer, or like they haven't developed a skill yet?
Then they need to go learn the skill. Go learn the skill. Like, you know, if I could go back and do it over again, I would have invested in just learning more skills earlier. And I tell people, you're just one skill away from changing your whole life. Like, for me, that was just credit. Once I learned about credit, it was like the cheat code. I'm like, this shit can't be real. You telling me I could go get some money and now I could just bet on myself all day? I can just go take all the risk I want to do. I can go invest in learning information. I can go invest in marketing. I can go now grow the business. Because a lot of times what happens to most people, we get an idea, we're like, oh, I'm excited. Then as soon as something happens, oh, dang, I need more money. Right? So for me, it was that one skill. But I'll tell a person, everyone has some sort of skills, but if you don't, go invest in a skill. Start somewhere. For me, it was, like I said, them credit courses. If you don't got a lot of money, then don't spend a lot of money now. right? Start where you're at. There's $27 courses. He got $27 products. I got $27 products. If that's where you're at, that's where you're at. But understand this. When you invest into yourself at a premium level, you will get premium results, right? And a lot of times people think it's just about the information, but no, it's about the room. I met Adrian. We met online, but it was surrounded by getting in rooms. I seen what he was doing, going to conferences. I was new to this. I'm trying to get in conferences. Now we're doing business together. Every person I met that I do business with that's doing either high 6 figures or 7 figures, we all met in rooms. It's not a coincidence. It's the blueprint. If you want to make a lot of money, do what people who are making a lot of money do. It's investing into themselves. And I don't give people excuses. I used to not like selling. You can ask Adrian, he knew I didn't really like selling. I was like, give me some sales reps. But what I realized is people need to be sold to, because a lot of times people don't have the ability to save themselves, right? So when they get off of our classes or they get away from us, they go back to who they were. And who they were wasn't getting it done. It wasn't good enough. So, and I tell people, I don't like to talk about nobody's mama, but your mama lied to you when she told you your best was good enough. Because a lot of times people's best is not good enough. But the great thing in life is you can always become better. But in order for your situation to change, your actions have to change. And that's the biggest thing I tell people. The only way your situation changes is if the actions behind it change. So if you ain't never invested in yourself and you expecting to go make $1 million, that's insanity. How you gonna do what you already been doing that has not been working, right? So you got to get the information, the fast pass, and that's just gonna accelerate your growth, because the sooner you get to your dream life, the longer you get to enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I wanted to ask. I don't really know how to shape the question though. So if somebody did have something to offer, but they feel like they selling themselves short and it could be more valuable, but they might be scared to make the sale or whatever it may be, what would y'all say to somebody like that?
Oh yeah. So here's the thing. High ticket offers, we talk about high ticket offers. A high ticket offer is technically anything. Everyone has different ranges, but if it's over $1,000, it's high ticket, right? Some people might say $3,000, some people might say $10,000. If you sell something for $1,000, I believe that is high ticket. Now, here's the thing. You're not going to start off charging $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. You have to, again, build your system. So what I did personally was I wasn't that confident that I could create a really good offer and product for people. So guess what? I did test runs. I did case studies. So I helped people at a much lower cost than what I should have been charging them. But I told them, hey, you are getting a huge discount, but you're probably not going to get the best experience, because guess what? I'm not that good yet.
Yeah.
And you're not that good yet. You haven't done it yet. But what ends up happening is you create that result for people, and then you slowly increase your prices. Then you get better, and you increase your prices. So when you think about the value that you create for people, you start understanding that you create so much more value because you've done it so many times that you can charge that premium price. Now, the other thing too, when it comes to, people putting themselves out there, is you don't just do case studies for you don't just do case studies to get people results and then you can show other people the good results. A lot of time you got to do case studies to give yourself the confidence that you can do it. And then that starts to reflect in how you speak about your offer, how you move with your offer, how you create content.
Facts.
Everything changes when you get someone a result. And you just got to understand that's part of the journey. You start here, and you slowly just keep climbing, and before you know it, you got a $30,000, $50,000 offer. I never knew this was possible. I looked at my Stripe. I had a client pay me over 6 figures already. I'm
crazy.
like, one person
That's crazy.
paid me $100,000
That's lit.
in like 2.5 years. And I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of like you learning the value. You like this, because I've seen this within my own business. Like, because at first I couldn't really see the result I'm getting people or the value in it. But the more I do it, the more I see, like, oh, okay, this is how they're benefiting. This is in this way, this way, and this way. Like,
Exactly.
So, yeah.
You start to see it.
Okay. So, no, go ahead. Was you about to say something?
No, he hit it right on the head. They say, true confidence comes from accomplishments, and accomplishments comes from competence. So having a better understanding, and the more, even what you just said, the more understanding that you get, and the more accomplishments you see your clients getting, the more confidence you grow. Like Steve Harvey, he said, I told them same jokes for $100 12 years ago. The same jokes that he was telling for $100, he now gets paid $500,000 some nights to sell those same jokes and sell at arenas. Nothing changed. The jokes didn't change. but his confidence over time, his ability in his brand, right? More exposure, simple supply and demand. The more in demand you are, obviously, the more the supply goes up. So just becoming good at it, getting those case studies. I see a lot of people rushing. Oh, I'm charging $20,000 out the gate. No, what Adrian says right on point. You ain't got no reviews, go get some reviews first, right? Sell that thing for half the price or even a quarter of the price. Go out, get a bunch of reviews, and then you can go from there, which is why I started with the low ticket, kind of a similar process. But essentially, if you want to charge more, you just got to be good at what you say you're good at. Because the worst thing you want to do is overpromise and underdeliver, especially with high ticket offers. You want to be the person who stands on business and who does what they say they're going to do, because going back to what he said earlier, it just makes the business easier to run. Because now when people are praising you, when people are saying how good your product was, the word gets out. Yeah. Like a third of our business is from referrals. Oh, such and such told me you got them this, or you done this for them, or you helped them with this. I want to work with you, right? Okay, great. Now you don't have to go spend marketing dollars. You didn't have to put out a piece of content to get that lead. All you had to do was deliver on what you said that you were going to deliver on.
Yeah, it's powerful. So what are your guys' high ticket offer?
Man. So I'll tell you, so my high ticket offer is we do done for you, right? So it's a little different than the standard like coaching and things that we might see. So not only do we coach you on the system, but we build a system for you. So what we do is we help experts essentially package their knowledge, their current offers into high ticket offers, and then build the selling system and a marketing system that's used to acquire clients and close the deals. So that way they can build their dream business, build their dream life, and also impact a lot of people. You know, I can tell you that my passion for what I do came from the fact that I'm only one person, right? And so I believe that my real impact comes from helping people create more impact. It's like a snowball effect. If yes, I can go out and teach thousands of people how to grow and scale their business, but I'd rather teach 1,000 people how to do that for other people. You know
That's
what I
like
mean?
multiplying it.
Right, just multiply it. So that's what we do. We focus on marketing and systems and pretty much helping business owners get free so that way they can live their dream life, create more impact, and ultimately break their income ceiling and, you know, get maximum time and financial freedom.
That's fire. Now we have a 3-step process in my program: start, grow, and scale. So our start program is where we essentially teach you financial literacy, specifically credit, because I know the number one problem with most entrepreneurs is they just don't have enough money to create leverage, right? So we teach you how to get access to high limits of funding so you can go out and grow your business. And then our second level is our grow. It's our digital mastermind where we help coaches, consultants, experts essentially grow their business through virtual events, whether that's webinars or paid master classes. We help people get anywhere from 10 up to $50,000 a month. And then we have our 7-figure CEO program. That's our highest level program where you do currently have to have some motion. Typically, it's for entrepreneurs who are stuck between $1,000 and $10,000 a month, and we help them. The goal of that is to help them get from $50,000 to $100,000 per month. Usually, those are through multi-day virtual events. I dive deep into your business. We build out a lot of the systems in your business as well. Funnels, automations. We help you build your back end now to be able to, like, again, hit 6-figure months consistently so you could go on and have your first $1 million year.
Okay. All right. So where can the people find y'all and leave them off with a message?
Yeah, so me and my guy, we coming together. We're going to be coaching people over 5 days, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to show you the 5-step process to how to be able to launch your high-ticket offer. Everything from content to traffic to funnels to leveraging other people's audience. And I'm missing one.
Man, there's so much
we
gems
going
in
in.
it. It's going in. It's the full blueprint.
All you gotta do is shoot me or him a message. Message us the word offer. And if you message us the word offer, or if you're watching this on YouTube, click that link in the bio. We're gonna have that up for you. Make sure y'all get in the room. When I tell y'all this is gonna be the 5-day challenge of the year. I haven't seen anybody come how we're coming. We bringing out all the sauce. One reason I work with him and he work with me is because we believe there's no gatekeeping. So we letting go all the secrets. We showing y'all how we've done it, how I've grown a seven-figure business in the last year. Adrian has helped, I think, over 10, 12 people reach 7 figures in their business. So we basically bringing the best of both worlds into one. And we're going to be getting y'all the game, man. So make sure, unless you hate money, make sure you get in the room, man. And you can follow me on Instagram at Darius Benders and on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so Adrian, follow me at the grind season. And yeah, Darius, man, it's gonna be a banger. Like, this is some magic because we've worked together so much, and we collabed on a few things, but this is the first time like we're going all in and collabing because we just realized there's such a high need for this in the market. And I'll say this: if you want to create a life where money is no longer a concern, then this is where you want to be. Like, if you want to live a life where you don't have to, live paycheck to paycheck every week, where you can give your family the life that you want to create for them. Like, the biggest thing is you want to create a life by design. Like, we want to move with intention. And so we're going to help you learn the system to where you can create the life that you want by design.
That's it.
For sure.
Let's get it.
My boy went dummy on that.
Nah, that was crazy. Dang.